Hello, pastors. It is about 11:15 a.m. on Wednesday, March 18th, 2020. And I say that because by the time you watch this, things may have changed drastically because I feel like they're changing drastically by the hour. So what I say might need to change with the advice that I give or the information I give this morning. But I wanted to talk to you face-to-face, or at least kind of the new face-to-face for a while. I am by nature an underreactor rather than overreactor. I first understood this when our son Caleb was playing in a soccer game when he was about 7 years old, and he took a soccer ball in the gut and doubled over and went to his knees. And my wife Kim, who might or might not be an overreactor, is nudging me out of the bleachers and to go take care of Caleb. And she wanted me to go maybe scoop him up in my arms and carry him off and console him. I underreacted, and time just kind of stood still as I looked at her and then processed how embarrassing that would be for Caleb. And I just kind of stood there and said, he's going to be fine. That prompted a conversation between Kim and myself that lasted for quite a while about whether, what was an appropriate response. And we discovered that yeah, she tends to overreact. Maybe I tend to underreact. So together we make a pretty good team. So I tend to underreact and was fairly frustrated at how I felt like a lot of people were overreacting. For instance, when they canceled March Madness, I was pretty heated about that because my Kansas Jayhawks were going to be the number one overall seed and they were going to win it all. And so as a side note. Since they were the number one rated, ranked team, undisputed in the nation at the end of the season, they are, and I'm not sure if I'm not sure what I can and can't do as DS. They didn't tell me a lot of what I can and can't do as a DS when I got this job. So I think I can do this. I'm proclaiming them the national champions for 2020, and I'll probably get a t-shirt made to that effect. So anyway, I underreact typically, so I don't think I'm overreacting here. When I tell you that for the next several weeks, you're going to have to change the way you do church. Many of you met in person this last Sunday, and that's just fine. But now you're making some very difficult decisions about what to do next. And although this is a decision that you can and should make with your local leadership, I'm strongly recommending that you suspend in-person worship services for at least a couple of weeks while making plans that it could be longer than that. So meeting, teaching, giving, all those platforms might need to be done online, and some of you have been putting that off for as long as you possibly can, and maybe you can't put it off any longer to venture into that world. Or you can find creative ways to see each other without infecting each other, like one of our cowboy churches is asking people to meet in a large parking lot outside of Pueblo, Colorado, stay in their cars and trucks, and they're going to set up a sound system, and they're going to meet like the old drive-in theaters. I thought that was a great alternative if they want to see each other, wave to each other, and not infect each other. But most of you will need to find ways to meet online. And I've emailed you, along with this, a resource sheet with some help on how to get online effectively. And if you've never done this, that resource sheet should help. If you're just lost and have no clue where to go, how to get help, contact me and I'll put you in touch with somebody who can walk you through it. But please don't just cancel church activity for the next month or so. That would be the exact wrong thing to do. And you might be thinking that one of the big churches can just do church online so much better than you can, so they should just watch them and they don't need you. Well, you'd be right. They can do it better, but you'd be wrong that they don't need you. They need your voice. They need your leadership. And even if you're just communicating with a smartphone like I'm doing right now, my smartphone is now duct taped to the top of my TV. And it fell off once already, so this is like take 3. But this is but it's working. But just whatever you need to do, keep communicating and keep leading. And as you do, I want to give you a couple of reminders from Scripture, which is always relevant, but no time more than in times of crisis. First, lead with truth. Leading with truth means facing reality. This is bad. This is a very bad situation. This virus seems to be way more contagious than the usual cold or flu, and it's about 10 times more deadly than the normal flu. Take it seriously. People should take the warnings very seriously. This is our reality, and we can't and should not run from it. This will bring a financial crisis for many. It'll bring financial crisis for individuals, for businesses, and definitely for our churches. We expect that a few local churches probably will not survive this. This is going to hurt. Our plans will have to change. But it's also the truth that the church will come through this stronger and better equipped to meet the needs of a changed and changing world. Leading with truth means leading with facing reality. It also means leading with eternal truth. When 9/11 hit, I had been a senior pastor for all of about a month. I was trying to figure out what to say to these people that I felt very inadequate to lead, trying to figure out what words to use. And that was when a mentor of mine suggested that I don't so much use my words as the words of Scripture that will tell us that things have been bad before, but that God's eternal plans to save the world always find a way. He loves this world. He has plans for this world. So I recommend you use just Scripture, straight Scripture, even more than normal. So as you lead with truth, find ways to lead with grace. That means, first of all, encouraging yourself. You might need to turn off Fox News once in a while. Sit on your porch, spend some time in silence, or just listen to some music. Stay informed because things seem to be changing by the hour, but you have time to take a break from all that and stay encouraged. Also stay productive. I see some of you are taking the opportunity to do some spring cleaning or to pick up a project you've not had time to finish. Finishing stuff releases those endorphins that your brain needs to keep you in the right mood. Leading with grace means keeping your joy. Find a way to keep the joy. Joy is not ignoring the seriousness of a situation. It's knowing the outcome of a situation. So balance seriousness with humor. Some of you are better at that than others, but everybody should give it a shot. There are certain things we do not know yet. There are a lot of things we don't know yet. But think about it. You do know the outcome. So keep the joy for yourself and for those who have to be stuck in the house with you for a while. And as you figure out how to lead through this with truth and with grace, please do not figure out how to just survive. Figure out what opportunities exist around you in which the church is poised to do something that no other organization, including the government, can do. Reread the first several chapters of the book of Acts. There was a time that the world took note of this radical group of people that had no needy people among them. They took care of each other, and a broken world could not help but to notice. If you're looking for a way through this, remember that you already know His name. I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm here for you. You got this.